Hi, I'm Alan Heath from Learning Solutions in the UK and the co-developer of the Movement Programme. Welcome to this short webinar to introduce you to TMP. This presentation is specifically for you if you're interested in how the Movement Programme can help your children to improve their reading, exam results, balance, coordination and much more. I've worked with movement, rhythm and sound programmes to improve learning for over 20 years. And I'm really excited to share the details of TMP with you because it's unique in terms of its scope, delivery, and ease of use. So, is your child finding it difficult to keep up at school? Do they find reading, writing, or concentration a challenge? Does your child dislike sports and have some coordination or balance issues? Do you simply want your child to be the best that they can be? If so, it's worth investing the time to complete the Movement Programme. This 12-week programme has been shown to improve reading, balance and coordination, and exam results years later. Let me explain why. Let's take reading as an example. When we think of an important skill like reading, we often just think that all we need is lots of practice to become a good reader. What we often don't realise is that there are many sensory skills that need to develop well in order to be able to read and write. Think of how the brain takes in and processes information from our environment. We need to be able to take in information from what we see, hear, feel, smell and taste. These external senses are all we have to make sense of the world. Just as important is the ability to ignore sensory information that is irrelevant to us, so we can focus upon what's important. All this external information is combined with other internal information from the body, so that we can experience the world in a coherent way. The vestibular system you can see in the bottom left of your screen is in the ear and is about how we experience gravity. This is combined with proprioception, which is the sense where all the different bits of our body relate to each other. These two internal senses are really important in terms of reading, as well as for concentration and the ability to be still. You might know children who find it difficult to be still. This may be just that they are lively, but it may be that they find it difficult to be still because they need to keep moving to feel where their body is. If you can't feel where your body is in space, it's very difficult to hold a book still to read. I see many children who are struggling academically who have poor proprioception and vestibular function. So let's take a closer look at what we need to be able to read well. There are many things involved in learning to read. Clearly, we need to be able to recognize the letters and words and know what sounds they make. This is the basics of phonics. But there is so much more to good reading ability. The ability of the eyes to work together and fix on the page, track across a line, and then drop down to the next line. You can see this developing as younger readers use their fingers to move across the line and follow each word. The ability to sit still and concentrate whilst the eyes move across the page. Many children who find reading a challenge have underlying and subtle difficulties with body coordination and balance. Also, the importance of timing cannot be overstated. The flow of time and rhythm in reading helps with comprehension. Again, you can hear this with a young child who is simply reading individual words, but hasn't yet developed the fluency to read well and understand what they are reading. There is a large amount of research available showing that children with poor rhythm, poor motor skills or visual skills will tend to struggle with reading, especially when the curriculum begins to demand better reading abilities around age 11. Of course, these abilities are on a wide spectrum, and we can always improve them. The Movement Programme works in all these areas to really develop fundamental abilities for reading, learning, and attention. So let's take a look at what TMP is. The Movement Programme is a 12-week programme of progressive developmental movements. This programme has been shown in research trials to improve reading, balance and coordination, and even exam results 5 years after it's completed. We also see many advances in attention, handwriting, personal organisation and other areas. TMP is followed for 15 to 20 minutes each day, 5 days a week, for a total of 12 weeks. It's delivered direct to an internet-enabled device through a live streaming platform. Designed for all children around aged 8 to 13, it can also be used with older children with specific developmental challenges. Let's take a look at an overview of the programme.
Welcome to the Movement Programme, a unique 12-week programme of developmentally based activities. A large amount of research from areas such as neuroscience, learning and psychology now show that learning is more than just a process of the brain or mind. It requires the fundamental involvement of the body. The Movement Programme is designed for anyone aged around 8 to 13 years old. In extensive trials since 2003, TMP has been shown to significantly improve reading age, balance and coordination, and even exam results taken at age 16 when the programme was completed at age 11 to 12. TMP consists of a range of specifically chosen activities that become progressively more complex through the 12 weeks. Each movement is completed for less than 2 minutes a day, meaning lots of variety, challenge and fun. 15 to 20 minutes a day, 5 days a week, is all that is needed to really make sure your children have the skills necessary to listen and learn to their highest potential. Requiring only an internet connection, the daily TMP video will be delivered to your school or home through an internet-enabled device. Simply log in and the activities for that day can be played with the click of a button. Join us today to gain the real long-term benefits from the Movement Programme.
You can see from the film that there are all sorts of different types of very specific movement. These are designed to help develop all the underpinning skills needed for strong learning ability. Each individual movement is only performed for a maximum of 2 minutes each day, so there's a great deal of variety. This really helps to keep things moving along and provide interest and motivation. All the movements are based on available research about what fundamental sensory skills your child needs to achieve their potential. It's easy to follow at home, as each day begins with a series of movements that are completed standing, then the rest of the movements are all done seated for that day. The great thing about this type of online delivery is that at home with your child, you can work with a wide range of developmental areas to improve learning. Before TMP, these had previously only been available through many different and specialised programs. The movement sequences develop and become more complex over the 12 weeks, so you will see your child develop new skills and abilities as they move through TMP. Many movement programs tend also to be quite narrowly focused, or just use repetitive movement and rhythm within an educational program. TMP is different in that it develops a wide range of sensory areas that are shown in the research literature to underpin strong reading, attention and learning. So let's look specifically at who will benefit the most from TMP. As I mentioned already, the Movement Programme is designed for children between the ages of 8 and 13 years old. There are very specific reasons for this age range that are underpinned by research showing the greatest improvements can be achieved at these ages. If your child has challenges with reading, balance and coordination or motor issues, handwriting, or simply underperforming at school, TMP is ideal. The results show even high achievers will improve reading age. Children with labels such as dyslexia, dyspraxia, ADHD, and autism that all have a strong sensory processing component can benefit greatly and may well be comfortable using the programme at older ages. TMP has even been shown to improve exam grades at age 16 when the programme was completed around age 11 to 12. In the initial trials completed in mainstream schools in the UK, an average improvement of 1 grade in English and half a grade in maths was seen. You can see the results on screen, and this research was headed by Frank Green, CBE, who was the National Schools Commissioner for England until 2016. So essentially, TMP is a great benefit to anyone, particularly around 8 to 13 years old. Children at the lower end of the academic spectrum will likely make the greatest improvements, but children at the higher end can also benefit. You can find more details of this work if you wish by looking at the results section of the Movement Programme website. Incidentally, the research also showed big improvements in balance and coordination, which will make a difference for your child if they find sport, riding a bike, or even writing or keyboard work a challenge, or they simply want to improve in those areas from where they are at present. So to access TMP, all you need are your individual login details for the website. You can complete the daily program through a laptop, iPad, or other device with an internet connection. Your individual login details give you full access to the 12-week program. To help your child develop their abilities to the highest level, TMP has been researched and developed over many years to produce a holistic developmental program that improves reading and learning ability for anyone. These are the words of a mum of an 8-year-old who was struggling in school with weaknesses identified in visual and auditory processing and a diagnosis of dyslexia. After completing the 12-week TMP program, Zara found life-changing improvements in handwriting, balance, posture, self-esteem, attention, and concentration. And here you can see a picture actually of Jude completing his daily TMP session. At only 15 minutes a day, Jude found it easy to do TMP before school each day. Any time of day works well, but before school is ideal. You can see the benefits that Jude's mum, Jackie, talks about on screen too. So, to subscribe to full access to the Movement Programme, go to the movementprogramme.com website and click the Sign Up button. Complete your details, and if you're working with a trained TMP provider, you can even take a 10% discount by using their coupon code when you sign up. With a subscription to TMP being only around £14 per week or $18, I'm sure you agree that this is a fabulous investment in your child's future. You will receive a welcome email with all the details you need and regular updates about the individual movements as your child completes each week and works their way through the program. If you have any questions at any time, support is available through info@movementprogramme.com or by calling us in the UK on the number on screen. We really look forward to working with you and hearing about the wonderful progress for your families and children. Thank you for your interest.